Batting second, the right fielder, number 22. Welcome to Queens, Juan Soto. Batting third, the first baseman, number 20. Welcome home, Pete Alonso.
This crowd is amped and ready for the start of the 2025 home season after the Mets spent the first week of the season on the road.
So much excitement for what is at all times a very passionate fan base, but they are even louder here today. They can't get enough of this whole thing right here. Juan Soto, 15 years, $765 million, and his first home game as a member of the Mets. He is in right field this afternoon.
Tylor Megill making the start, career start number 69 for the big guy in his 5th major league season.
Bo Bichette leads off for the Blue Jays. He's off to a strong start. Hit hard down to third, one hop by Vientos. And the throw across the diamond is true for the first out of the day.
And now Guerrero, right-hand hitter, big power. First ball hit on the ground to third. Backing up a step, Vientos, he's got it. Fires to Alonso in time. And Megill quickly. 2 ground ball outs on 7 pitches.
Here's Anthony Santander.
And he gets him with a back foot slider. And so Megill finishes off a productive opening inning. A couple of grounders and a strikeout. Francisco Lindor greeting his owner, Steve Cohen, before taking his first home at bat of the season.
Kevin Gausman making his second start of the season.
Now, it's been a while since Kevin Gausman had pitched here at Citi Field. You got to go all the way back to 2018.
What a great scene right now at Citi Field as Francisco Lindor gets set to lead off the bottom of the first. But remember, Francisco just 2 for 20 at the plate to start. He got a standing ovation from this crowd, owing, of course, to his tremendous season a year ago, plus support for the slow start this year.
I mean, that's just awesome. That's awesome. That's great. And he lines the first pitch into left center for a base hit. So Lindor is going to try for 2. The throw to second base, and he is out. Anthony Santander gunning down Lindor, trying to stretch a single into a double. And Lindor waits to see if the Mets challenge the call, and they're going to challenge it.
I thought he got his left hand in before the tag.
Did he get the right arm?
I don't think he made the tag. He missed him.
How about a hustle double to start a home opener? Right arm,
Missed
take
the
it
tag.
away.
Oh, you're right. He's definitely safe.
After review, the call is overturned. The runner's safe.
And Lindor, with that, has his first extra base hit of the season.
So the Mets with a runner in scoring position, and for the first time as a Met at Citi Field, here is Juan Soto. Payoff pitch, swung on and popped up towards the middle of the infield. Jimenez, the second baseman, under it, and right at the edge of the infield grass, makes the catch for the first out. Here comes the next ovation for the polar bear, Pete Alonso.
Pete is swinging the bat better than any other Met right now. 1-2 to Alonso, and he lifts one out to right field, chasing Rodin back to the warning track, and it's out of here! Pete Alonso goes the other way for a 2-run homer. Just a little half swing, and he hits it out to the other field. His 3rd home run of the year, and the Mets jump out to a 2-0 lead.
Number 229 lifetime for Pete in his first plate appearance back at Citi Field since re-signing with the Mets. And these fans are stoked. The Mets are leading by a score of 2-0. Boy, you couldn't draw it up any better than this, right? Lindor, the first pitch he sees. Here's a curtain call from Alonso, who pumps his fist.
Brandon Nimmo now the batter, their left fielder. And he missed up and away, and Nimmo draws a walk. What a good plate appearance there by Brandon Nimmo.
So here's starting Marte with Nimmo at first and 1 out.
Swing and a liner caught at third by Clement, and Nimmo was off on the pitch, so Clement will throw over to first, and that'll be an inning-ending double play.
Andres Jimenez will lead it off here in the second.
And he goes with the curveball to strike out Jimenez for the first out of the inning.
And a good one.
Straight over the top, pulled on those seams.
So 2 out and nobody on. Now George Springer, who had a really bad season last year, and a lot of folks thought his time has come. But in his age 35 season this year, he's off to a fabulous start.
Into left center field, and it's by the center fielder Siri all the way to the wall. Springer is racing around second and on his way into third with a stand-up triple.
Well, he's in a good spot. His first triple of the season, and he hit a bullet. Jose Siri is a terrific defender, but George gets to that high fastball and drills it into center. Siri just never really had a good route to this baseball. You could see at the end he kind of panicked and tried to give ground, but he couldn't. It was too late.
And Wagner draws a walk. First and third, 2 down, and Clement is going to come to the plate this inning.
1-0 the count. The pitch. Fastball popped up. Megill pointing straight up. Yep, that's where it is. Down the first base line into foul ground. Alonso makes the catch, and that retires the side.
And we go back to the top of the order for Bo Bichette. 2-2 coming. Got him looking at the knees. Pinned the sinker at 95. Third strikeout for Megill. And in climbs Vladdy Jr.
This is into center, a little bit off the end of the bat, but he'll take it. It's down for a base hit. Second hit of the ball game for the Blue Jays, and now here's Anthony Santander.
Pop up on the infield. Vientos and Acuna both calling. Vientos takes charge, and that retires the side. So Gausman, after a rough beginning, is now set down 6 in a row. And here's Juan Soto's second at bat.
And a ground ball to Guerrero. He'll feed Gausman, and it's another 3 up, 3 down inning. Gausman has settled in.
Tylor Megill's allowed just 2 hits over the first 3 2/3, looking very sharp. Here's George Springer with 2 out.
The pitch hit high in the air to right center field. Siri makes the catch to end the inning. A 1-2-3 for Tylor Megill.
Kevin Gausman is now retired 9 in a row.
And he's really settled down.
Starling Marte, the DH.
Swing and a fly ball, shallow right center. Rodin coming in, lost it for a moment. Now he makes the catch. 1-2-3 for Kevin Gausman. Again, he's retired the last 10 he's faced.
Bottom third of the order for Toronto. Will Wagner starts it off.
Megill strikes him out with a curveball, and he's got his 4th strikeout of the day.
He's got that slider curveball mix working, and this one ahead in the count, able to throw that ball out of the zone. That is pitching, not throwing.
The 1-1. Hit in the air to straightaway center. Siri in a step makes the one-hand catch. Side retired. Effortless inning there for Tylor Megill. 66 pitches through 5 innings.
So 2 down for Luis Angel Acuna.
Hit in the air, right center field. George Springer calling off Rodin, makes the catch and ends the inning. Kevin Gausman has retired 13 in a row. 5 innings of 2-run ball without a strikeout. Vlad's the most recent base runner for the Blue Jays. He had a 2-out single in the 3rd.
3-2 to Guerrero. Megill deals way outside, ball 4. That one goes to the backstop as he missed with a sinker. Guerrero on at first with a second walk allowed by Megill, and that'll bring up Anthony Santander, a power hitter representing the potential tying run.
3-1 coming, and Santander takes it high, ball 4. So back-to-back walks issued by Megill, and now the tying runs are on base. Tylor Megill is done for the day after issuing back-to-back walks with 1 out of the 6th, and Reed Garrett will come out of the bullpen to try to protect a 2-0 lead.
1-2 to Jimenez. Runners lead second and first. Garrett deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with that split. So he threw the cutter a couple of times, but then got the split to do what it did so often last year, and that's pick up a big strikeout. So now 2 men away. That's leading 2-0, and Alejandro Kirk, the catcher, will be next.
Struck him out. Got him with a splitter. Back-to-back strikeouts for Reed Garrett to strand a couple in the 6th. Kevin Gausman still out there for the Blue Jays. He's retired 13 straight as he takes on Jose Siri.
Slider, and he lifts another one to center. This one is well hit. And Springer's got it right up against the 408 mark in straightaway center field.
Well, it's been a couple years since he started out there regularly, but George Springer could still do it. Takes a base hit away for the first out.
Well, that ball kept going and going out to center field. He kind of drifted just a little bit, but was able to make a great play up against that 408 sign out in center field.
A 4-pitch walk now to Lindor. That's the first base runner for the Mets since the 1st inning. And now Juan Soto is the batter, and here comes John Schneider. And there's the call. That is going to be it for Kevin Gausman. And Mason Fluharty is going to make his 2nd major league appearance here today and face Juan Soto.
1 out and 1 on the 6th. And he lines one down the right field line. That's an extra base hit for Soto. Lindor to third. It's kicked around out there by Rodin, so Lindor is going to be waved home. Jimenez makes the toss to the plate, not in time. Juan Soto with his first Citi Field hit as a Met drives in a run with a double, and it's 3-0 New York.
Juan Soto left on left, sweeper off balance, but his bat is in the zone so long that he hits it off the end of the bat, and he's also strong enough to send it all the way to the wall and right. That's just masterful hitting for Juan Soto. And speaking of masterful hitting, the Blue Jays are going to intentionally walk Alonso for another left-on-left matchup.
With Brandon Nimmo.
And he drives one down the right field line. That's going to go to the wall. Soto around third. He will score. Alonso will be held at third. Brandon Nimmo with an RBI double to make it 4-0 New York. So they bring in the left-hander out of the bullpen, and both Soto and Nimmo left on left produce extra base hits to drive in a run. So Fluharty has faced 3 batters. They've all reached base, and now he'll come out of the game, and they'll bring the right-hander in, the former Met Jacob Barnes. Mets with a 4-0 lead and looking for more in the 6th. Jacob Barnes in to face Starling Marte. And that's driven to center field. That'll get a run in. Springer makes the catch. Coming down the line is Alonso. The throw goes toward third, and it's 5-0 New York. Sacrifice fly for Starling Marte, and the Mets have scored 3 times here in the 6th inning. Well, here's Max Kranick, who had an incredible outing Tuesday night in Miami. And we in the stands today, rooting Max on.
He inherits the top of the lineup right here.
Swing and a miss, and Bichette is out on strikes. That's 10 strikeouts for Met pitchers today.
Here's Guerrero, 1 for 2 with a walk. Guerrero lines it into left for his 2nd hit of the afternoon.
For Vlad, it's a very nice offensive day. His 3rd time aboard.
Santander flies one toward the right field corner. Soto with room makes the catch going away. Nicely done by Soto. He had that ball lined up the entire way and caught it a step from the fence for the 2nd out. 1-2 from Kranick to Jimenez. And he chops one over the mound. Tough play for Lindor, but he's right there to step on the bag and get the force to retire the side. So Kranick throws another scoreless inning. Max Kranick trying to close things out in the home opener. The Jays are down to their final out of the day. 2 out and nobody on. Now Will Wagner. 1 more to get. Wagner pops one up. Lindor makes the call. The ball game is over. For the 13th time in their history, the Mets get a shutout in the home opener as Tylor Megill and the bullpen throw a 4-hitter. Pete Alonso's 1st inning home run, all the offense the Mets needed, and the Mets blank the Blue Jays 5-0.